Trump's on-commerce secretary just called Jeffrey Epstein the greatest blackmailer ever, and his story is chilling. Howard Lutnick, Epstein's former neighbor, revealed he once toured Epstein's mansion and found a massage table as the centerpiece of the home. Epstein got, quote, weirdly close and bragged about getting the right kind of massage every single day. Lutnick was so creeped out he fled and never returned. His bombshell theory? Everything that happened in that massage room was secretly recorded on video. That's how we had money, Lutnick said. This isn't a conspiracy theory from a random YouTuber. This is a sitting U.S. cabinet member confirming the entire blackmail operation was real. He's not just exposing a criminal, he's exposing the very mechanism of control that kept the world's most powerful people in line. The question is, who's on those tapes, and when will we see them?
Imagine a world where the most powerful people are controlled by secret tapes of their darkest moments. According to Trump's Commerce Secretary, that world is real, and Jeffrey Epstein was its architect. Howard Lutnick's explosive interview confirms what we've all suspected. Epstein's entire operation was built on blackmail. Lutnick claims Epstein's infamous massage table was surrounded by hidden cameras recording every powerful visitor who indulged in the right kind of massage. This wasn't just about sex. It was about capturing leverage. It was a sophisticated intelligence operation designed to compromise the global elite. The money, the influence, the connections, it all came from the fear of what was on those tapes. This revelation from a top government official changes everything. It proves that Epstein wasn't just a predator. He was a spy master, and his web of influence was built on the secrets he collected. The tapes are the key. Your creepy neighbor has nothing on this. Trump's Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, just dropped a bombshell story about being Jeffrey Epstein's neighbor, and it's pure nightmare fuel. He describes visiting Epstein's mansion and being led to a room where a massage table was the main event, surrounded by candles. Epstein then leaned in and whispered about getting the right kind of massage every day. Lutnick and his wife were so disturbed, they literally ran out of the house and never spoke to him again. This isn't just gossip. It's a first-hand account from a high-ranking government official, confirming the chilling, predatory atmosphere that surrounded Epstein. It paints a picture of a man who wasn't just a criminal, but a walking, talking horror movie. The fact that so many powerful people saw this and stayed silent tells you everything you need to know about the network he controlled. Your college alumni newsletter has nothing on this. Newly released documents show that 3 former Yale professors were so chummy with Jeffrey Epstein that they signed his 50th birthday album. We're not talking about distant acquaintances. These were personal, handwritten notes. One of them, a psychiatrist named Henry Jarecki, even praised Epstein for teaching him so much. The kicker? Jarecki was later sued for allegedly raping an Epstein victim who was referred to him for mental health treatment. Another professor, a famous physicist, was listed under the scientists section of the album, right next to a Nobel laureate. This isn't just about a few bad apples. It's about the institutional rot at the heart of the Ivy League. It shows how Epstein used his money and influence to buy legitimacy from the most prestigious universities in the world, turning academic elites into willing accomplices. A Nobel Prize winner was collaborating with Jeffrey Epstein on a project to study the pleasure genome. You can't make this up. Newly unearthed emails from 2006 show Gary Ruvkun, who just won the Nobel Prize in 2024, discussing a pleasure genome initiative with Epstein. He even asked if the subject was too strange for our patron. Epstein's response? The patron has no boundaries. This is a chilling look into the unholy alliance between a convicted predator and the highest echelons of science. Epstein wasn't just donating money. He was actively involved in shaping the direction of research, pushing into disturbing territory like eugenics and the genetic basis of beauty.
This wasn't philanthropy. It was a twisted attempt to use science to validate his own depraved worldview. And a Nobel laureate was right there with him, ready to explore the darkest corners of human desire for a price.
Harvard professors were so eager to please Jeffrey Epstein that they offered to name a research project the Epstein Brain. This is not a joke! In 2008, as Epstein was facing jail time, a group of star researchers, including a renowned neuropsychologist from NYU and a top AI scientist from Meta, were planning a new brain institute with his funding. The lead researcher wrote in an email, "We will be proud to name it the Epstein Brain," adding a smiley face. Epstein, ever the manipulator, declined the honor, but the offer itself is a damning indictment of the academic world's moral bankruptcy. They weren't just taking his money. They were willing to literally brand their scientific endeavors with the name of a predator. It shows how desperate these institutions were for funding and how easily they were seduced by Epstein's wealth and power. Their integrity was for sale.
When Jeffrey Epstein needed to say sorry for his crimes, he hired a former Reagan White House official to write the script. This is how the powerful control the narrative. Mary Spaeth, a crisis strategist who once handled media for Ronald Reagan, drafted 3 different public apologies for Epstein in 2008. One was meek, another was short, and the third was a philosophical masterpiece that quoted William James. Epstein's favorite? The philosophical one, of course. This wasn't about genuine remorse. It was a calculated PR move crafted by a master of political spin. The emails show a level of cynical manipulation that is truly staggering. They weren't trying to find the truth. They were trying to find the right words to make the problem go away. It's a terrifying glimpse into how the elite use language to whitewash their crimes and control public perception.
Ever wonder how powerful people get away with lying in interviews? They get coached by experts. Newly released emails show that Jeffrey Epstein received media training from a former Reagan White House official on how to manipulate reporters. The coach, Mary Spaeth, taught him her methodology for avoiding questions and changing the subject. She even created a list of good words and bad words, like brilliant and lucky, and playboy and pervert, for him to use. She taped him to make sure he sounded authentic. The goal wasn't to be honest, it was to sound convincing. This is the dark art of crisis management, a secret weapon of the rich and powerful. It's how they learn to lie with a straight face, to deflect, and to control the story. And it's why you can never trust a single word they say.
A trove of 18,000 private emails has just blown the lid off Jeffrey Epstein's secret support network. This is the Holy Grail. The emails, obtained by Bloomberg, reveal a massive web of elite professionals who helped Epstein in his hour of terror. We're talking about top lawyers, renowned academics, and powerful publicists, all working together to protect a predator. They coached him, defended him, and polished his image even after his crimes were public. The emails show Harvard professors fawning over him, a former White House official crafting his apologies, and a Nobel laureate discussing disturbing research. This isn't just a story about one man's crimes. It's about the entire ecosystem of power that enabled him. It's a story about a network of enablers who sold their souls for money and access. And we're just scratching the surface.
Jeffrey Epstein's ambition knew no bounds. He wasn't just content with a private island. He wanted to create his own mathematical institute in a lavish Paris mansion. The emails revealed that he was in a bidding war with a Qatari prince for a property on the exclusive Ile Saint Louis. This wasn't about advancing science. It was about creating another hub for his international network, a place to entertain and entrap the global elite under the guise of intellectualism. It's a classic move from the playbook of the powerful. Use philanthropy and academia as a cover for your criminal enterprise. The fact that he was competing with a Qatari prince for the property shows the level at which he was operating. He wasn't just a criminal, he was a player on the global stage, using his ill-gotten gains to build an empire of influence that spanned continents.